Hi, I'm Joy,
I'm James.
and we're here to give you a little bit of a follow-up to our first video about the Thor Tellaro, some things to look for when picking up your vehicle, and other things to look out for.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly, as we told you in the first video, we're not. First of all, we're not YouTubers. This is our first RV that we're purchasing, so there was a lot of stuff that we didn't know that we wish we knew. This is what we're kind of trying to show you today, and the biggest thing now is what we want to show you is a follow up to the first one, as Joy said. But this one is the about 12, 13 things. So far, we've only had the vehicle for like 2.5 weeks. The 2 weeks, the 12, 13 things or so that are just wrong with it. Okay, we're gonna start it off the countdown. Here we go.
The first item is the fridge, which didn't work when we picked it up and hasn't worked. We're waiting for a replacement.
The tear on the pop top is one that you guys need to look at. So when you get the vehicle, open the pop top, inspect the canvas from the back to the front. Now you can see that we had a tear, and that happened because I guess when they originally closed it, you've got to be careful that the lock doesn't pinch the canvas. Okay, this is something that even when you get your vehicle, you're going to need to kind of get in a routine. When you close the top, you're going to need to just make sure that it doesn't get pinched by the lock. The other part is the seating of the pop top itself. As you can see from the video, you need to go into the pop top and then look down and make sure that it's seated correctly. This video shows that this one has not been seated correctly, or maybe it is, but it just doesn't look like it is. The sewage box that carries the gray hose. This one here you can see two pictures. One is the box itself, and the other one is the hose. The box actually wasn't locked when we left the Chicago Camping World, and the hose, fell out while we were driving, and I guess we ran it over and it ripped it out of the vehicle. So you can probably see a hose somewhere on I-87 somewhere. But anyway,
The latch did not close.
The latch didn't close it. So when we stopped at Camping World in Syracuse, they actually saw that it wasn't closing right, and they added a lock. So now it does lock properly, and they did replace the hose.
When we were driving the first day, we went through a rainstorm, and the rubber casing on the pop top started coming off, as you can see from the picture. Not major, but something that just needs to be re-glued.
You want to talk about the sliding door panels?
So the sliding door panels, when we picked up the vehicle, were warped, and you could actually see the insulation when you look down. So those have to be replaced as well, or put back in correctly.
And that's probably because the vehicle sits either in a lot at the manufacturer or on its way over. It's in the sun, but this thing really warped badly, and you just can't fix it. That thing totally has to be replaced. The bubbling up of the panel.
So right behind the TV, the paneling is bubbling. You're going to see throughout the coach some different things coming off, and a lot of the things need to be sort of re-glued or corrected.
Yeah. All right. Number 7 is the propane gauge. So we have a few things on this gauge, digital gauge, that you should know. So check all the buttons, make sure they work. We happen to have one, and we're not sure if it works or not. But when we hit the outside light, we don't see anything happening. So we're going to have to get that checked out and see if that actually happens. The other one is the propane gauge, which is number 7. It says that it's empty, but they say it's filled when we left Chicago. So that has to be checked out. This one's kind of a big one at number 8 is the freshwater tank. You could see that it's not aligned properly. It should fit between I guess it's a 2x4 there, and the reason why it should do that is because it'll leave room for changing the filter. Right, you can get your hand in there if it's properly put in there to change the filter. And then the other one is when you have to dump your freshwater tank, you can get to that. Looks like a little kind of like an on-off valve, and the way it's situated now, you can't open it all the way because of the wood that's stuck there. So that needs to be fixed.
We did ask Camping World before we left the lot to just align it properly, but they didn't do that.
They didn't do that. Number 9 is the odometer gauge, right? And this is actually part of number 10, which is the radio, which you'll see. The odometer, this has only happened 2 days ago, but when I turned the car on, the radio did not turn on, and the odometer started blinking in sync with the clock. So we looked it up, and that looks like it's some type of
glitch.
Yeah, electrical thing. Hopefully, they're going to be able to fix that one. But
that means no navigation, no Apple CarPlay, no Sirius, nothing.
Nothing, no reverse cam. You lose everything when you lose your radio. So that one's gone. Number 11 is the interior bathroom floor panel.
As I mentioned before, there's some little things on the ground, little things coming off. The floor paneling, the bathroom paneling. So those things, it's really a matter of properly re-gluing them and making sure that they're secure to the cab.
Yeah, and then number 12, which is the last one, is the USB, and which is connected to the inverter. So this is underneath the passenger seat, which is which is in the back. So it's not the driver or the passenger seat to the right of the driver. This one is in the back. So probably where you're going to have your kids or a third person is going to sit back there. The USB on the bottom doesn't work.
Neither does the outlet.
Or the outlet when the car is running. However, we did find out that it actually works when you're connected to the shoreline at the campsite. We think that this is some type of flaw. We even tried it with the inverter turned on, and those two things did not work. So you're going to need to somehow check those before you leave your dealer, wherever you pick up your car.
Because trust me, when you're driving with a kid and you want them to be able to charge their devices, you're going to want those outlets to work.
You're going to need electricity, that's for sure. And then there's a couple of other ones. One is we noticed that there were scuffs, and the dealer told us that it was scuffs inside the glass that could not be fixed. I mean, like I said in the beginning, these aren't big things, but things that you figure would be picked up when they do quality control. But these are scuffs within the glass that you can never get removed. So that's probably the last one that's there. All right, so that rounds up the immediate things that we saw in our vehicle. We hope that this helps you because, like we started in the beginning, this really is for the benefit of newbies that have never purchased an RV before and what to look out for. So Joy can give you the update of where we are today dealing with Thor and Camping World.
So we got a call yesterday from the head of customer service who guaranteed they're going to fix everything in the van, and we are beyond excited to get it all repaired and to start our drive across country.
Yeah, so fingers crossed that things get resolved, but we do love our vehicle, and we think it's a nice vehicle. We love the layout for 3 people to be able to go, check out the U.S. and see things that are on the bucket list. But at the end of the day, it is a lot of money. Everybody acknowledges that, and you do want to get what you pay for. So
it should be perfect.
Yeah, we suggest to make sure that you really do the due diligence of checking the small minor details. We hope it helped. Follow us. We're going to keep.
We'll keep you posted with the progress.
Yeah, and maybe some of our trips and how it works.